Most people grow up dreaming, but few actually escape poverty. Howard Schultz did. Born in a poor neighborhood in Brooklyn, he saw struggle every day, but he never gave up. And one bold idea would turn a small coffee store into a global empire. This is the story of Howard Schultz, the man who changed the coffee world forever. Success stories often look simple from the outside, but behind every success, there is a long struggle. This is the story of Howard Schultz, a boy who grew up in poverty, but refused to stay there. And his journey would eventually change the global coffee industry forever. Howard Schultz was born in Brooklyn, New York. His family lived in a small apartment in a working-class neighborhood. Life was not easy. His father worked many different jobs to support the family. Sometimes truck driving, sometimes other labor jobs. But even after working long hours, money was always a problem. Bills kept coming, expenses kept growing. Young Howard often saw stress on his parents' faces. And when you grow up seeing financial struggle every day, it changes how you think about life. Howard started realizing something important very early. Hard work alone does not always guarantee security. And that thought stayed in his mind. One day, something happened that changed everything. Howard's father got injured while working. Because of the injury, he lost his job. But the real problem was something else. There was no medical insurance, no financial protection. No support. The family suddenly faced serious financial trouble. For young Howard, this moment was painful. He saw how quickly life can become difficult. And in that moment, he made a silent promise to himself. He decided that when he grows up, he will build a life where families feel secure, where people are respected, and where employees are treated better. This idea would later become very important in his leadership. Howard understood something clearly: education could change his life. So he focused on school. He worked harder than most students, not because he was forced to, but because he had a reason, a strong reason. He wanted to escape poverty. Eventually, his hard work paid off. Howard earned a chance to go to college. This was a historic moment for his family, because he became the first person in his entire family to attend college. But even then, the struggle continued. College life was expensive, and Howard had to manage everything himself. He worked part-time jobs. Sometimes he worked long hours. Sometimes he felt tired and stressed. But he kept moving forward, because he believed that his future depended on it. After finishing college, Howard entered the professional world. He started working in sales and marketing. This job helped him understand business, how companies grow, how products are sold, and how customers make decisions. But deep inside, Howard wanted something bigger. He didn't just want to work for a company. He wanted to build something meaningful. And soon, an unexpected opportunity appeared. While working in sales, Howard noticed something unusual. A small coffee company was buying a large number of coffee machines. This caught his attention. So he decided to visit the company personally. That company was Starbucks. At that time, Starbucks was not famous. It was just a small business selling coffee beans. But when Howard walked into the store, he felt something special. The passion for coffee. The quality of the product, the dedication of the people. Howard immediately believed this company had huge potential. Soon after, he joined Starbucks. But he didn't know yet that his biggest idea was still waiting for him. Howard thought he had found the right company. But soon, a trip to another country would change everything. An idea would be born. An idea that the owners of Starbucks would reject. And that rejection would push Howard to take the biggest risk of his life. To be continued. Imagine believing in an idea so strongly that even after hundreds of rejections, you still refuse to give up. That's exactly what Howard Schultz did. Howard traveled to Italy on a business trip, and what he saw there surprised him. Coffee was not just a drink. It was an experience. Cafes were full of life. People were talking, laughing, relaxing. Friends were meeting after work. Families were spending time together. The cafe was more than a store. It was part of everyday life. Howard was fascinated. And instantly, an idea formed in his mind. What if Starbucks could become like this? Not just a place to buy coffee, but a place where people gather and connect. This idea was powerful, but not everyone believed in it. When Howard returned to the United States, he presented his idea to the Starbucks owners. He explained everything. The cafe experience, the atmosphere. The customer connection. But the owners disagreed. They didn't want to change the company's direction. They wanted to continue selling coffee beans only. For Howard, this was disappointing. But sometimes rejection opens new doors. And this rejection forced him to make a bold decision. Howard decided to leave Starbucks and start his own coffee company. But starting a company from nothing is extremely difficult. He needed money. So he started meeting investors, pitching his idea again and again. But most people rejected him. Some said coffee shops wouldn't work. Some said the idea was too risky. In total, more than 200 investors said no. That is a huge number. Imagine hearing rejection 200 times. But Howard didn't stop because he believed in his vision. Finally, someone believed in him, and that changed everything. Howard's new coffee shop slowly started growing. Customers loved the experience. They loved the atmosphere. They loved spending time there. And soon, the business started gaining attention. Then something surprising happened. Howard got the opportunity to buy Starbucks. Yes, the same company that had rejected his idea earlier. This time, he became the leader. And now, he could finally build the vision he always believed in. He transformed Starbucks into a cafe experience. Comfortable spaces, friendly environment, a place where people feel welcome. And the growth was massive. Starbucks expanded rapidly across the United States. Then across the world, city after city, country after country, Starbucks became one of the most recognized brands on the planet. Howard Schultz proved something powerful. Your background does not define your future, your courage does. From a poor neighborhood in Brooklyn to building a global coffee empire. This is what happens when someone refuses to give up. Howard Schultz proved one thing: your past does not define your future. Your courage, your vision, and your persistence do. A poor boy from Brooklyn, who watched his father struggle, turned rejection into opportunity, turned one small coffee store into a global empire. Every Starbucks cafe you see today carries his dream, his courage, and his belief that people deserve more than just a job or a drink. So remember, no matter where you start, with determination and a bold vision, you can change the world.